Today's video, I'm going to be walking you through a song that I'm working on right now. Basically going to talk to you about the techniques I used to achieve the sound I ended up with. Let's start with the main melody of the record. That instantly caught my ear. I turned that into this. So as you can see, there's repetition for 3 bars, and then I switch up the last bar so that the phrase isn't too repetitive. You've got to add variety, but you've also got to try and incorporate some catchiness as well so that the listener can pick up on it quickly. So once I got the main melody down, I wanted to try and make it sound different. So I slightly arpeggiated the melody. Once I had that melody down, I knew that the rest of the record was going to be easy, because once you have a solid melody, you should start hearing how the drum should go. You should start hearing how the bass line should go. And that comes with time and practice and experience. But the more records you make, the more intuitive you will become with your creation process. These are the drums that I made to complement the melody. So if I play the drums and the melody together, this is what we get. That's just 2 elements, and already that sounds like the record. That's the meat of the song, really. All you need now is a bass line and maybe a counter melody, and the record's done, more or less. I mean, of course, you can put bridges and breakdowns and intros and outros, but if you try and focus on making the best 8-bar loop and make that 8-bar section as interesting as possible with like drops and fills and counter melodies and, you know, little drum dropouts, man, like, it'll come easy for real. Let's try and add the bass line. Just a very simple bass line. I want it to just glide, man. Melody. There we go. That's the record. Now that's the meat of the song. So now I need the counter melody for the chorus to make the chorus pop, so that the listener knows from an instrumentation point of view when the chorus is coming in. Now this chorus counter melody is going to bug you out because it is super unconventional, but I just really want to stress that it's so important in today's climate to be as creative and fearless as possible. Do not worry about rules. Do not think about I should do this and I shouldn't do that. That should not exist in your mind. We are creative individuals. Let's embrace our creativity. So to create a counter melody, I got a laugh, and I arpeggiated the laugh and I filtered it. Sounds crazy, right? It is crazy. Here's the laugh. It's just a laugh. But listen to what I did to it. So how does that go with the rest of the song? Well, let's find out. Just like that. Real simple. Ain't much to it once you've got the right ingredients. Let's talk about texture. Texture is really important to add flavor to your record. How did I add texture to this seemingly simple song. It's just about knowing how to use your ears in the correct way from a frequency point of view. The first thing I did was I went into the melody, which is the main melody for the record, and I distorted it, and then I also cut out all the bottom end. What did we have? See, that sits differently on the frequency spectrum. How's that sound in the context? There we have it. Now, this is my personal preference. When it comes to outros, that's my thing. I like making outros memorable. I like the song to end on a high note, no pun intended. In this particular song, I went into the drums and I used a plugin on there. It's called Effectrix. Go get that. Your melodies and drums just become 10 times more interesting just by messing with that. And I used it on here to make the drums just do all sorts of crazy things. Let me show you what I mean. So I'm saying, my goal with that was to just send it over the edge. You gotta do that on records. That extra mile is never crowded. Take your time with the record. Spend 1 or 2, maybe 3 days on it, even if a week if you have to. So guys, that's a little breakdown of how I made this record that I'm working on right now. Hopefully you guys will get to hear an artist on it real soon. I hope that this video has been valuable to you. I hope you now have an understanding of how you should approach, or how I approach, creating music. It should be simple, it should be fun, and it should be based on feeling. So trust your gut, leave room for God when you're in the studio. What do I mean by leave room for God? You gotta have humility when you're in the studio to know that there's a higher force giving us this inspiration, right? So you got to be open to receiving that. Don't try and control the session. Don't try and control people in the room. Don't try and even control yourself. Just listen and feel. Play the music that comes to you, and the vibes will be dope 9 times out of 10. But anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it at that for now. Leave me a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you want to hear from me. Peace and love as always, guys. Blessings.
Yeah.